Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin has just moved sideways sort of from or since the last video. But first of all, let's take a look here at the slightly bigger picture. I did explain the movement since November, December in the last video, so I'm not going to repeat that here now, but feel free to check it out if you're interested. It's sort of the last Bitcoin video. At the moment, I see it as quite likely that the wave 3 topped up here at around 24,250, and we're finally coming down in our nice wave 4. If it is a wave 4, which of course nobody can guarantee at this stage, then we should still get a fifth wave here to the upside into the region around 27, 28k. This would be then at least a quite clear 5-wave move to the upside. If we drop below 20k, however, here, then we have to assume that we have either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern complete already, so we would have to count it like this. Even though I'm not really a fan of that way of counting, but it's a possibility. Then we say we have 5 waves complete already, and it might be a wave 2 pullback, even though that would not be my preferred variant. I would like it to hold the wave 4 for a clear 5-wave move. But either way, it can be counted as a 5-wave already complete, and then we have to see if the wave 4 pullback support, which again is 20k, if that fails, we have to have an open mind that it could be a wave 2, which could then come into the 17 to 18k region. But if that breaks, then we can continue with the bear market into the 14k region, maybe even lower. But that wouldn't make a great difference in the very short term. It could be a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup, which would be a very bullish setup if it works out, and also then the third wave could send us up into the 40k region, maybe more. So in basically a couple of scenarios, we could see eventually a continuation or a return into the bull market, and in one scenario we could still see here the continuation of the bear market, and that's both possible. I did outline all my thoughts around this in detail, also my tactics and strategies for channel members yesterday in announcement on Discord and Telegram, just to give you a clear vision of it and picture and what I'm doing. Now, we are now in the wave 4 at the moment. The most simple way, I assume that this is just an ABC structure here, A wave, B wave, C wave. We can count the move down in 5 waves. We can, however, unfortunately count the move down in 3 waves as well. So it could be an ABC, it could be also a WXY. We don't know that at this stage, but first you always look for the ABC, and only afterwards you look for the WXY if the ABC doesn't work out. Which means that if you have a point where the correction should actually be complete, which would be after the 5 waves here, but it does not move up impulsively, then we're looking for the option of this being a WXY. Why is that different or important? The difference just is that the A wave in a WXY has 3 waves, the X wave has 3 waves, and the Y wave will also have 3 waves. Something like that. Yeah, it might eventually be a bit different, but it could be a zigzag, which I've got here at the moment, or it could be a double zigzag, which would be that WXY scenario. And yeah, I think we have now reached the point where the wave 3 could be finished here or nearly finished. Discussed that in the previous video. We might get one more wave down or not. I don't have a great visibility and understanding of what this is here. This could morph into different things, so don't get too confused about the lower degree wave count. I think the trend is of course still down because the overall C wave is not finished yet. We discussed in the previous video that 20.8k will be a target for the C wave, yeah, measured by the length of the A wave, and then we get the target of the C wave is the 1.618 extension. There are different extensions along the way which you can use for the C wave, but the 1.618 is a popular one. For example, we've got here the 1.272 extension around 31,380, but we haven't got 5 waves down yet, so this is pointless. And then we've got the 1.38 extension at 21,212. Also here, this might be okay. Yeah, if we get the 4th and then the 5th, it might be a short 5th. But ideally, I'm looking here for around about 20.8k, but it could be anywhere in this box. Had comment that someone said that the wave C target is not the 1.618 extension. That would be typically a threshold or pivot to decide if it's actually a wave 3 of sorts. No, that is not correct. You can look up in various Elliott Wave books, also in one of the most reputable ones by Frost and Prechter. The 1.618 is clearly a target for a C wave as well. It's actually the 0.618, which I see very rarely, especially in crypto. That's the very first possible target. It's not uncommon for a C wave to finish at the 1-to-1 ratio, the 100% extension, but also it's not uncommon for it to finish at the 1.618 extension. They can even extend further, but it's rare. Okay, so but the 1.618, if the 1-to-1 breaks, I often see the 1.618. It is what it is, and it's also part of the Elliott Wave guidelines. But then there are different Elliott Wave systems, but I'm always careful not to, just sort of, there are people who make up Elliott Wave systems that I don't know where they have their input from, but I'd rather focus on something that has proven to work. Yeah, let's see if we can, I don't know, that doesn't really give you a reliable channel or anything. So I think we are waiting here sometime on the weekend to maybe finish the third, if it's not already finished, then to head into the fourth, and then to move down in a fifth. Just thinking what it could be here in the short term. I mean, this is a bit difficult. Yeah, I count the wave 4 as a triangle. Here, go to the 15-minute chart. A, B, C, D, E works, but then we could say that either wave 5 finished here with that one leg down, which can subdivide into 5 waves, but it's very, very short term. We're doing micro counting here, so don't pay too much attention to it necessarily. Yeah, sometimes these moves can just be a wave, but don't have great visibility of the subwaves. Then we've got the possibility that here the 5th wave is still unfolding, but maybe in some kind of an ending diagonal. Could say, okay, maybe this was only the wave 1 of the wave 5 as a 3-wave move in an ending diagonal ABC. We're now doing the wave 2, and we would then come down in a wave 3, but it would become a very strange diagonal shape pattern. Maybe we'll do something like this. I mean, it's weekend time, it's Saturday. You get these, very, very slow movement occasionally on Saturday. So I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we see something like that. The lower trend line is actually fairly well defined. So I could imagine maybe we see something like wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of sorts. Yeah, something like that. But it would be a boring weekend if we see that. And then we just sort of trickle down further. We did define before here an ideal target, or 2 ideal targets, I think, for wave 5 based on FIB extensions here, 21,426 and 21,100. But it's now getting unreliable because also the wave 4 could start at any time. And a diagonal, to trade a diagonal is always a bit difficult. Also because we don't really have a clear visibility of what it is. So we could say, okay, maybe this was the wave 1 of the triangle as well. Yeah, this was then something like an ABC in the wave 2, and now we come down in the wave 3. Or again, wave 5 might be finished. But then if wave 5 was finished down here, then this would have to be a flat pattern for the wave 4, which sometimes happens, A, B, C, but it would need to go higher, otherwise it's too short. If we now see a movement get into the region of the previous wave 4, around 21.9k, I think then we can be quite certain that it should be the white wave 4 here. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.